Okay, so by now you know that we deeply believe that your CRM should be at the hub of your operating system to run your firm, okay? And I had mentioned in a previous video that the foundation of the CRM is the data. And so I want to run you through today how to best structure the data within your database to ensure consistency across your team. It's going to start by documenting a contact hierarchy, and we're going to document it on something called a style guide, which essentially is going to act as like the glossary to your database. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and show you how to do that now. Okay, so the first step when organizing your database is to start at the top and build out a contact hierarchy. Whether you're in Redtail or Wealthbox, we're going to start at the top. In Redtail, we call it status. In Wealthbox, we call it type. This is the highest level used to identify contacts within the CRM. So identifying like who these folks are. I've noted here that these are mutually exclusive. So each contact can only have one status or one type at a time. Trick here is to keep this list short and sweet. So there's no ambiguity or any confusion around who these contacts are. Their clients, their prospects, their professional network. You get what I'm getting at here. From a reporting standpoint, this is the highest level to like group the largest number of contacts together. Where we get a little bit creative is by assigning a custom field or a category to your contacts to further classify or rank them within their type or status. This is how you segment contacts so you can target specific groups of people by what type of client they are, what type of prospect are they. You need a CPA recommendation for a client. Who are some of our referral partners? Those are our COIs. You get what I'm getting at here. But the point being that we get really clear on who these contacts are in our database so that we can take them to a style guide, which I'll show you here in just a second, to define exactly what these fields mean to ensure consistency across our team. All right, so here is what we call a working style guide. Bear with me. I know it's not pretty. I will take this to a much more beautiful document here in just a second. But the point is we're going to rough draft and get clear on like who these people are in our database so that we can start to get organized, eliminate any maybe statuses or categories or keywords and fields that are not being utilized, and just get really clear on the structure of our data. So at the highest level, again, we know that we've got statuses or types. We know we've got categories or custom fields. I'm going to map it over to this framework here in just a second. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out like, how is our database currently structured? Well, in this example, they've got prospects at the highest level. They've got active. They've got a POA. Okay, there's a lot here. And it looks like most of them are pretty well utilized. I've run numerous reports here to identify if there's any statuses that are not being used. This is a pretty low and an indicator it's not being used. But you can see here, currently, this is our list of available statuses within our database. Okay. Here you can see the list of categories currently in their database. All right. They obviously focus on divorcees and they've got financial clients, and you can see the different types of clients that they have. You can see that they're tracking relatives of spouses. And so we spend some time looking at how their database is currently organized. Are there opportunities to combine things and simplify things, especially when fields are underutilized? And you can see here, well, we create this little activity or this little legend here to indicate what's the goal here. Are we keeping them? Are we deleting them? Are there things that we need to talk about and have a discussion around? But it's important that you loop in the key people that are power CRM users to help you flesh out where there's opportunity to simplify the way your database is currently being utilized and just better structure the contents of your data. Okay. And so once we have figured out what exactly needs to be done here, we map it over to this style guide. So you can see here, here's a list of the statuses that we've agreed upon. All right. We at the highest level want to track businesses in our database. Obviously, we want to track clients. We want to track centers of influence, and we provide definitions to what these mean. So a business is a contact of a place of business. A client is any sort of revenue generating relationship. And everybody defines these differently. Sometimes it's like we have a signed agreement on file. Sometimes it's we have an open account. However you want to define it, you can adapt this and make it make sense for your specific business and the way you talk about your clients. But in this example, it's a revenue generating relationship. A COI is a professional contact that we have some sort of referral relationship with. And that's different than professional network. You can see here that the categories are the same, but these are contacts that we're tracking on our clients' contact records, people that our clients are doing business with, but we don't necessarily refer business to their CPA or attorney or whatever it is, unlike these folks where we have some sort of referral relationship with. But the point being that we get very clear on what are our available statuses, what are the corresponding categories, and how do we define each one of these fields? For the purpose of ensuring consistency, making sure that everybody knows exactly what these things mean. So if you're adding a contact and I'm adding a contact, we add it the exact same way so that our reporting is clean and consistent and accurate and trustworthy. And so once we've got this all documented out, we're going to take it to what we call a final style guide, something more pretty, less edits and, legend about what we're keeping and deleting goes away for the purpose of rolling this out to the team. So now you can say, okay, team, here is a list of available statuses in our database, and here's how we're going to use them. This is what they mean. Here's the available categories or custom fields. Okay. We got our tier 1 clients, anybody over $1 million, and tier 2, you get what I'm getting at here. Okay. Document it all the way down, define it all the way down. And then we take this style guide even a step further and we define what some of the other fields in the database mean. Like things like sources. Where do contacts come from? Well, we're tracking COI referrals. We're tracking, we do a lot of Facebook, LinkedIn, networking, our workshops. All right. We want to be able to track this data at this granular of a level so that we can celebrate, our top referral sources or our COI referral sources. You get what I'm getting at here. Also defining when to use these appropriate keywords or custom fields in Wealthbox. Are we tracking IRA contributions and RMDs and QCDs? How are we managing our client review cadence? All right. So we take it to this level to ensure that everybody knows exactly how to use these various fields within our CRM. All right. We roll it out to the team. Everybody has access to it. And now we can ensure that the data is going to stay well organized and trustworthy across the entire organization. So step 1 in building out your CRM to be the hub of your business, it is designing your contact hierarchy and documenting it on a style guide. Hope this helps.